That's
Sorry, there are a couple of questions.
I want to thank you for all of you for coming down today and telling us something that's very personal. You could have kept all of this to yourself and gone on, but because of a program that you believe in that's helping you, you're willing to reveal not only to us, but to the people that are watching us, some very personal information. I want to tell you really how much I respect you for coming and admire you. And if anybody is out there that needs to hire someone that needs to drive a dump truck or heavy equipment or any of the other skills that you're telling me that you're receiving, I hope that they will call and hire you and give you a second chance. And to the people that run the program, thank you. It's easy to go and train people. There's plenty of people looking for work right now, and it's very easy to retrain people. It's difficult to take on what could be a more difficult task. And I know that you'll probably have rejections before you have acceptance, but I'm sure that there's somebody out there that will want to hire you all and put you back to work. And thank you for the program, and thank you for doing what you're doing. We probably need many, many more programs in this city right now. And so thank you for coming. I really do admire you.
Councilmember Jones.
Thank you, Mayor. I wanted to, I guess, bring reference to this just because you're here and you have a lot of men that you're helping with reentry, which, you know, a lot of people are going to get out. And we want for them when they get out to be law-abiding citizens. Absolutely. And as a person who has plenty of people in my family who've had this issue, I'd like to talk about my Uncle Charles for just a quick minute. He went to prison when he was very young, was there for a long time, came out on parole for a very long time, tried, Mayor, for like every day for 10 years to get a job. Nobody would hire him. They wouldn't give him a chance. Thankfully, my grandmother had a place and she allowed him to live. But he was one of the people that I looked up to the most, simply because I didn't know how many days somebody could like go catch the bus to go try to get a job and no one ever give you a chance, even though you technically paid your debt to society. So I'm always thankful and hopeful when I hear about people or organizations that try to help people who really do want to do right and who really do want to stay out, because you are going to get out. And I know that helpless, hopeless people do helpless, hopeless things. And we need to be helpful to you. So thank you for coming, and I'm glad you shared. A lot of times when you come from where we come from, you don't want to share those stories. But just because you've been to prison doesn't mean that you're not salvageable. And I'll also say my grandmother says we aren't the worst thing we've ever done, nor are we the best thing we've ever done. So thank you.
Well, let me say something. I appreciate any funding that y'all would have just for the ministry. But what I'm telling you is, you give me a chance to help you with your biosolids, we won't need that funding. We can earn it.
Yep,
and at the same time, help the city do a lot better thing as far as the environment and just doing what's right. There's a lot of cities that are doing it right.
Councilman Clutterbuck.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. York, I too wanted to thank you very much for appearing before us and for all of the gentlemen that you've brought with you. And to add my comments to Councilmember Lovell's, I have tremendous respect for each and every one of you. And certainly you must be teaching public speaking in addition to driving heavy equipment down there at your facility, because everyone came with tremendous confidence and ability and extensive vocabulary. It was just truly outstanding and very compelling narrative, and we want to thank you very much. It's a great testimony for Disciple Christian Ministry. And Mayor, I cued in so that I could perhaps encourage our Public Works Department to set up a way to have a pilot program or test program. Certainly, if you're able to do it at a small level, then we could carry it forward. And all of us, and certainly the taxpayers, appreciate anything that is a cost savings measure that also helps people get back on their feet and pays for itself. So. We look forward to having your response to this, and again, we appreciate you.
Councilmember Adams.
Thank you, Mr. York. First of all, I just want to thank you so much for coming down for what you do, not for the biosolids part, but the other part for what you're doing for our young men that are coming out of prison. And one of the things that I just want to applaud all of you on, even though you solicit the help of the Christian Disciples Ministry through Mr. Dale York, but your first step has been by the faith that you've operated in giving glory to God, first of all. Because when you've given God the glory and everything that you're looking for, He can't do nothing but help if you abide in the faith in which He's given you. Because He said in His word that if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can remove mountains. So all the mountains that's been in your life, I don't care if it was 2 years, 3 years, 24 years, that those mountains have now been removed because you've now operated on the faith which you've given. Yes, that God has given a vision for this man, Mr. Dale York, but the true faith and guidance and favor have come from God, which you've given your accolades to. As long as you keep that in the forefront of where you're going, you can't do nothing but go up in a positive way. Because even though you have a past, everybody has a past. Some publicize their past and some don't. It's just that you just made your past known, and that what you're going to do is just continue with all the skills that you have. And Mary, when you and I sat down, we talked about budget priorities. Reentry was at the top of my list. And to look at ways within the city of Houston that we can find funding. And I know that Harris County fund a lot of incarceration projects. But after speaking with Sheila, she's working really hard for them to come up with finances to be able to fund some reentry projects in the city of Houston. I think it's a great thing that you're doing, because I know you're not doing it out of your own. You have to be doing it on the auspices of what God has allowed you to do, because if it was of yourself, you would not be doing this. You have to do it because of what God has given you, and I applaud you for that. Because He said that we plant the seed, He will give the increase, and it will grow, not by our own will, but by His will. Yes. So I applaud you for what you're doing, and for all of you men standing firm, and that you don't go back from whence you've come, because those mountains may seem high now, but they can be leveled with the faith that you have in God. Because according to His word, and people always say that, because somebody said that I say Jesus all the time, they can quote, count as many times. I'm going to forever say His name, because I'm here because of Him, and you're where you are because of Him. So I just applaud all of you for where you are right now today, and may this be the beginning of the rest of your lives on where you're going. God bless you, Mr.
Hold on.
York.
Councilmember
I'm sorry.
Wong, to be followed by Councilmember Costello.
Okay.
Mr. York, first of all, I would like to join with all the council members to thank you for doing the service, not only to the young man over there, giving them a second chance in life, but also to the service of to the city of Houston. Because of your service, the crime rate is going to reduce, and also the beauty of the city is going to be increased. And I also thank all the young men over there. They had such courage to come down here and relate their personal information to us, and asking us now, well, we do not give you the second chance. You have a second chance already. The case...
Councilmember Costello.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. York, I am an engineer, so I'm very interested in some of the things that you're proposing. For years now, Houston has been going green in terms of drainage and infrastructure design. So I'm very interested in what you're proposing. I would like for you to have the opportunity to respond to the staff memo that we're reading today, and I'll have my office contact you, because I would like to talk to you a little bit more. Okay?
I appreciate it. And if there's a possibility of picking up one of those papers before I leave?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right over here.
Okay. Anything else?
Thank you.
Thank you.
You know what? Y'all are a great bunch. You're going to do
Mr.